I am back on Chumba with a bankroll of 4010, and we are going to go to Wild Wild West 2120 Deluxe. You know, this is one of my go-to games. Um, I recently did that video, showcasing my wins, and uh, this is the game just a few months ago that I won, hit the major on a dollar bet for $1,250. So that really gave me a hankering to come back and try my hand again at it. So I'm gonna bounce around primarily between 40 and a dollar. This session gave me so many bonuses, but there were so many of them were so bad. So I'm speeding a lot of it up and just kind of highlighting the big points. But it did it's on this game, the dynamite throw over and they can randomly trigger free spins, and then the three locomotives will also trigger free spins. But what I love about this game is that, like, on 20 cents and 40 cents and even a dollar, your mini, minor, major, and grand have great value. So it's just it's such a it's so hard for me to um, to me, I always consider this a great bankroll building game. So it's got so much potential. Like there, if that 10 had been an ace, that would have been a mini jackpot for $20. So because you had that little blue square thing. So um, different people talk about changing the level over there. Supposedly, if you can be on a 20-cent bet and increase the level up to 10, which would make your bet like $2. But supposedly you have like a phenomenal. Okay, see, there's the 15 free games that were triggered by the dynamite, and typically it only triggers 10. So the fact that it triggered that 15 gave me so much hope for a really great bonus. And see, there you are with all those wild symbols and not a single thing. So it's that's another thing about this game, though, that can make me just want to pull my hair out, is because you can, like in that instance, you can have 15 free games. I think the most you can get is at one time is 25. But okay, we did get a line hit there of $2. But you can potentially get nothing. It can trigger free spins randomly, and or even but with the locomotive. The locomotives, if you trigger them, you'll always get some kind of a value. Like on 20 cents, you get 40 cents. On 40 cents, you get 80 cents. You get double your bet back just for triggering the bonus with the locomotives. But you don't get that same thing with the dynamite special triggers. So there's another line here for a buck. So we've got 5 spins left to go. Now, if you get 3 of the locomotives in the first 3 columns, that will trigger an additional 5 spins. But it's not even really teasing that for this group of. And you hear that. Okay, there's another 5 of a kind, but they're not happening with any of those jackpot frames to trigger for us. But every time the girl lands, that you do hear the oh. So if she lands twice, you hear oh. If she 3 times, it's oh. Okay, there's our okay, we did re-trigger it right there. So okay, so you'll get the 40 cents for well, 80 cents because we're on a 40-cent bet. So and in the free spins, the dynamite, they only line up as a line hit. They don't do anything. They can't re-trigger anything randomly within the actual free spins. So when you consider that this was 20 free spins and we got 480, which was only 12 times our bet, it was a little bit of a disappointing free spin. So particularly to be randomly, but at least it was 12 times our bet. So. And it actually got us back over. Well, no, we started at $40, so we're $34.55. So this was actually, and I'm speeding through, but we did get some line hits. It's just not a ton of them. But this was actually not a bad session. I played on this $40. I played for gosh, I want to say maybe I want to say about 40 minutes or so, which is on $40. That's pretty phenomenal. Okay, see, there we go again. We got another randomly triggered 15, which is so unusual. Normally it only does the 10. So ridiculous. Look how many of them are dead. That's just what makes me crazy. Yep, and no, won't give us another re-trigger. So see, we haven't had a single line hit out of 6 spins. All those wild symbols and nothing can line up. So painful. Okay, so we got a re-trigger, so that'll give us 80 cents on a 40-cent bet. So that first 10 spins was absolutely nothing other than the re-trigger. So. All right, so two nines for some reason always gives you something, a little something back. So. All of those, if you just had that little frame on the end, that would be your jackpot. So I have played this game before, and the day that I won the 1250, it was that way. It was like I could do absolutely no wrong. I would get so many, not only just the 1250, but I did get like the mini and the minor. And that's what's so great on this, because you know the minor on a 40-cent bet is $50, which is great. Okay, and here's the final spin. So, see, it's even worse. $2.84 on 20 spins. I mean, that is just so bad. So, just a little bit over 7 times our bet. So that's 2 randomly. Okay, so that's a good line hit. That if you get all 5 of those, that's a phenomenal line hit. Particularly, that would be like if, in this case, it would be your $50 minor. Okay, here's our tease for the locomotives. Didn't see that a whole lot in this session. Seemed like the bonuses were more. Okay, here's back-to-back teases, so will it give it to us? Yes, it did. So see, this game so far has been phenomenally generous with the bonuses, but they just haven't paid anything. So when you get the 3 locomotives, that gives you 10 free spins, and then again, if 3 of them show up during the free spins, that gives you an additional 5 spins. So you have the potential. I think only a handful of times when I've played this game have I ever, on the randomly triggered ones, okay, there's kings for 5 of a kind, have I ever gotten 25 free spins. And then there again, that was so disappointing because so many of them were dead. Yeah, this game, like I said, this session was so hot for the bonuses. Okay, there's a re-trigger for us and a line hit down the middle. It was so great with the bonuses, but it just, there was so much more potential for this to be a real huge bankroll building session, because I do consider this to be my go-to bankroll building game. But as you can see, it's just like on most of these free spins, you haven't even seen very many of those blue frames that would trigger the jackpot for you. But this has been a better bonus. We've got 6 spins to go. We might end up on almost 20 times our bet for a change, huh? Well, we might. I could be overly optimistic, as a matter of fact. Okay, and so we're down to the final spin here, and was I? Yes, I was overly optimistic. We didn't quite make it to the 20 cents, but see, we're back up to almost, what, $35, or a little over $35. So we started with 40.10. So see, we've been playing for a while, and we're hanging right in that same. So and here's another 5 of a kind. So the game was not doing bad. It was, you know what, and it just kept me hanging on. I mean, when the game is this hot as far as like bonuses, you know, I mean, I don't know about you, but that just really hooks me in. I mean, I'm thinking, okay, if it's this hot, it's got to get hotter. going to hit big for me. Oh, see, okay, look. See, there we are. That's what we've been wanting for all of these other times. We got our mini. So, yeah, when you hit the mini, the little showgirl comes out and slides across the screen. So, doesn't she have pretty red hair? Yeah, I have actually sometimes had it where you would have the jackpot frame there, and it would hit multiple different ways. So, I mean, those are some sweet, sweet sessions. See, so now we're at 50-54. Okay, and then we just triggered 10 free games, not too very long out of this. So this is where I should have walked away. Okay, well, I had a $10 profit. Could have finished up on this free spin thing. A nice positive note with a little bit of profit. But no, the game was just so hot for the bonuses. I just really felt that big bonus was right around the corner, you know. Oh, and see, I neglected to mention, see, I went up to $1 on this one. So see, your mini's 50 and your minor's 125. And look at this, we've got, look at this. This is what makes me crazy. Look at this. Final spin. And you see what I told you about? Zero. I went up to $1 and I got nothing. So yes. Let me say, now see, if that horse had just been an ace, that would have been a $50 mini up there because of where the little frame was. So there was a nice 5 of a kind. So yeah, so at this point I started bouncing between 40 cents and $1 because I had built the bankroll up a little bit over the 40. But okay, and here's our okay, look, see, so here we go again. I mean, see how many free spin bonuses I've gotten. I mean, wouldn't you feel like this machine was just fixing to just like totally take off? I mean, even though the values haven't been great. Okay, there's just a 5 of a kind, but we just never, and that would have been a $50 minor if the little frame had been down there. So yeah, it just was so stingy for the jackpot frames. That's where in prior sessions I've had so much luck because the frames would be there. See, there it is there when we don't need it. If we had just had it a couple spins earlier, that would have been $50. But yeah, I have routinely, had sessions on this game where I have built it up. Now see, if that frame had been at the top instead of the bottom, that would have been a $20 mini. But yeah, I've had sessions where I started with not much, sometimes even less than the $40, and have gotten it up to $200 or $300 or $400. Usually in those cases, I'll cash out about half and keep the other half just for fun because it is fun. So see, there's another 5 of a kind. So at least this one, that was our final spin too. But so see, we're $15 above where we started. So there again, if I had been prudent, we would have cashed this out with a nice $15 profit and called it a great session because, I mean, it's been hard for me to remember when I've had a session where I had so many bonuses. I mean, it's just, there again, it's just, they had so much more potential to be so much higher paying, but there again, I shouldn't complain because I was a $15 profit, right? And you can see this was a real dry spell for a little while there, so. So do y'all have a go-to game like this on Chumba that you feel like every time you sit down? Okay, see, there we go with our randomly triggered 10 free spins this time. But do you have a game that you feel like every time you play it, you either keep your bankroll or you add to it? This has traditionally always been mine. I can't remember if it does this the same way as the last one did or not. So see, we have these frames showing up now. Okay, here we got a re-trigger. See, we have all these frames showing up for the jackpot when we have no line hits to go along with it. So far in the first 6 spins, we've gotten nothing, not a single line hit. But we did re-trigger, so that gave us 80 cents. And then now other games. This is how I contradict myself. Other games, if I were to get like a bonus of like 0, much less 2 bonuses back to back of 0, okay, because all we got is the 80 cents for re-triggering the bonus. So we have 15 spins with not a single line hit within those 15 spins. Now, any other game on any other side, that would be it for me. I would sign out right then and be done with it, okay? Because, see, at this point, we're still above our starting bankroll. We're at 43 bucks, so if I had had any sense, I would have walked away, at least with my original bankroll intact. But no, I am searching for the grand and a bankroll building session with at least, I was hoping for sure for a minor, because a minor would have been like $100 profit, generally speaking. So, it's going fast up there now. So we're down to, you can see it ticking away up there. So. But at this point, see, I'm like, okay, well, I've already spent half my bankroll, so I might as well try to get it back. So see, now you know my mindset. Okay, I'm up, but I want more, so I'm greedy. Okay, so we got a randomly triggered free spins there. So I'm up, but I'm greedy. So I'm like, okay, if it's doing this good, then we can get more. And so now I'm down, so I'm like, okay, I got to get it back. Okay, so we finally got it. And see, there again, this would have been the 125 minor, because we're on a dollar bet here, if we had just had that little blue square up on the top. But it's a nice line hit, 625. Okay, and got a re-trigger there, so that's going to be, was it $2, I guess, on a buck? Usually I think you should double your bet, I think. So see, we even had some fairly decent luck, even re-triggering within the spin. So that's why this overall session. Okay, there's another 5 of a king. So this is nice on this dollar bet. See, so we're almost back with this, almost back to our original bankroll again. So see, it's not that the game did bad for me this time. It's just I just was so convinced that it was going to see. Oh, see if that square up at the top had been at the bottom, that would have been a $50 line here. Oh no, I'm in the middle, I'm sorry. So yeah, just one down, and we would have had a $50 line here. Or the $50 major. I mean, $50 mini. Okay, I'll figure it out one of these minutes. Okay, will it re-trigger again? I don't remember. No, it did not. Okay, so 15 times the bet. So see, we're almost right back up to where we started from. So even after all of this, I mean, this is probably, like I said, we've been playing like about 30 minutes or so, probably 25, 30 minutes, and keeping right at your bankroll. It's a great session, really. I don't have a good judgment of when to tell, but see, look, it's still giving us the 5 of a kind. Yeah, I don't have a good walk away concept, So, but I like, when a game is hot and fun like this, despite the 2-0 bonuses, for the most part, it really was. It behaved itself pretty nicely. So there's an 825, 5 of a kind. But see, there again, those chests, that would have been a minor if we had had the blue square. So that's the difference between making this another big, massive cash out and what we're seeing right here is the squares just weren't there. And I've never, like I said, supposedly that level, if you change it, it does increase your likelihood of throwing up the blue squares up there to trigger those mini minors, majors, and grands. But there again, like I said, on a 20-cent bet, if you move up it doubles per level. Okay, so here we are with another randomly triggered free spin. I don't know when I've had so many randomly triggered free spins. And the drawback about them is, of course, you get nothing for triggering it. So, like on the locomotives, you at least get twice your bet. But it's still such a nice surprise and so fun to randomly trigger. And think of how many just think of how many bonuses this session has had. So generally speaking, I encourage you to play this game because it is fun. And even if you're on 20 cents, you know, your mini is $10 and your minor is 25. So you could come over here with potentially $10, and that's 50 chances. And all you got to do is get just one mini and one minor. So there's a re-trigger right there. So that's going to give us 80 cents. Yeah, this session was, I mean, it was perfect in every way other than the size of the jackpot. I mean, the size of the bonuses. I mean, I couldn't have asked for more. I really couldn't have asked for more. Ideally, they would have paid off a little bit better. But you could see for yourself, I had not once, but twice when I was over my over my original starting bankroll. So the fact that I'm going to walk away with nothing is my own fault. Okay, so not even quite 10 times the bet. So that little bonus wasn't too fun, but there again, it takes us back up to yeah, over not 1687 it was. So yeah, at this point I'm like, okay, there's no salvaging the session. We've got to get a mini or a minor to salvage the session. So I've already got the mindset to just play it out. So, but see, look, another bonus. Can you believe that? I should have gone through and counted how many there were. Cause I think it's got to be at least 10, wouldn't you? And this was on a $40 starting bankroll. Okay, so there's 5 of a kind. It's doing the teases for the re-triggers. Oh, and this, if we had just had the square down there, that would have been a $50 minor hit. But that's still a very good line hit, even on 40 cents. So see, this bonus is going to take us back over $20, which would have been half of our bankroll back. So there again, you would have thought that I would have thought, you know, well, let's cut our losses and go away with half. But no, not me. I'm really wanting that major for sure. Because I have on this game won the major twice, once on 40 cents and once on $1. So it has me hooked as far as occasionally getting chasing, and today was one of those sessions. But I think you can see that it has real potential, and this session again was like so massively hot. But you can see right here, I mean it went cold. It finished me off. So. But I mean I did enjoy it, and it was only $40. So I mean I know that's not just chump change, but it's not like I squandered away hundreds of dollars, which I've done at a real casino. But hope you enjoyed this overview of a really bonus pack session on Wild Wild West 2120. But do give it a try and let me know how you do. And I'm wishing you luck winning some kind of a jackpot over there on this game.